Hello, citizens, and welcome back. These are the player ratings for Southampton 1, Man City 4 in the Premier League. So make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe as well, and let's jump into it. So first up is Ederson in goal, and arguably saw too much of Ederson in that first half. Southampton did defend really nicely. They played a lot of long balls over the top, and Ederson, he was called into action a couple of times, and there was a wonderful moment where, Sulemana was one-on-one with Ake. Ake drove him wide, but Ederson came out. He got his hand on the ball and took the chance away from him. So that was good goalkeeping as well. Southampton did score in the second half. Was there anything Ederson could have done about that? I don't think so. He smashed past him back where he was coming from. I don't think any keeper saves it. So I'm going to give Ederson a nice 7 today. In front of him, you got Ake on the left-hand side. Massively important to us is Ake. Because if Ake wasn't in the team, would leave Gomez on that left-hand side, and I don't think he's up to it just yet this season. So Ake is hugely important. Like I said, there's a moment in that first half, Sulemana was put through after De Bruyne and Mahrez messed up from a corner, and Ake drove him wide. He kept up with him, forced him into that area, that heavy touch that fell to Ederson. So Ake, again, huge important. And you can tell how important he is to Pep when Pep took him off in the second half to rest him ahead of Bayern Munich on Tuesday. So I'm going to give Ake a 7. It could have been an 8, but didn't really need much of him in that second half. Next to him, Diaz. Wonderful performer, Diaz. Honestly, he's a proper leader as well. I think he's replaced Kompany quite nicely. I'm not saying he's up to Kompany's standard, but I think he's a proper leader, and I don't think we're the same team when he's not in that back four. And look, he was fantastic again today. Just like Ake in the first half, he rescued us in a couple of situations. A wonderful tackle in the box or just on the edge of the box. And then just after that, he made a wonderful interception when a cross comes in from the left-hand side on the edge of his own 6-yard box. So again, without him and Ake, could have been a different score at half-time. Massively important. He wins his headers, proper leader. And every time a clearance is made, he goes and high-fives everyone, chest bumps everyone, celebrates like it's a goal. And I'm going to give him a 7. Akanji next to him. What can I say about Akanji? He just does the job. When Diaz is next to him, he looks nicely and assured, more than when he's got another centre-back alongside him. What we'll say, he does give up a lot of silly fouls by running into the back of plays. He leans into them a lot. But look, you can't really complain about him today. I think he was solid, worked really well. His passing was good. And I can't really think of any mistakes that he made. So 7 for him. Stones played right back or centre DM, however you look at it. Him and Rodri have a wonderful partnership in the centre of that pitch. And when them two are playing with De Bruyne and Gundogan ahead of them, midfield really can't get through us. I think he's a solid performer, Stones. He can go forward, he can go backwards. He made a massive tackle as well at one point. And look, everything he touches, I love Stones. I really do. He's one of my favourite players, and he has been for a while. And I think with him in that CDM role alongside Rodri, I think we're seeing the best of him as well, because we're seeing he can do a bit of everything. Solid performance from him, 7. And ahead of him, Rodri, his partner. Look, Rodri's back to his best, and you can see that he's holding off players. He's again got 2 or 3 players around him, but still getting the ball away, still holding them off. He's a wonderful performer, Rodri. And again, the City team don't quite work the same when he's not in this team. And when Phillips comes on, we don't quite look as strong as we are. I mean, teams can get through our middle, but when Rodri's there, less likely. So Rodri, again, with Stones, wonderful partnership. Can't wait to see where that goes towards the end of the season. 7 for Rodri. Gundogan. I often wonder if the best games we have is when Gundogan's not really noticed that much, when he's a little bit quiet, when he's not really needed. Yes, most of our attacking goes through De Bruyne. And Gundogan does do some good moments. He gets forward a lot. He gets in between the lines. He feeds some nice through balls. Arguably, he probably should have more goals and more assists than for the game time he's played. I'm not saying he played badly, but, one of those quiet games for him, really, where we didn't really see much of him. Is that a good thing? Maybe everything he touched was just a key moment. So, no problems from him. 7. De Bruyne next to him. I think De Bruyne is back to his best. I know he dropped off just after the World Cup. And I think Pep was right to criticise him a little bit. Yes, he's probably the best player best midfielder in the world for me. But it doesn't mean you're beyond criticism. And he's come into it now. He's back to his best. He's back in form. And today he could have had 2 or 3 more assists than what he actually did. He reached 100 assists in the Premier League for the one today. But he could have had more if, Grealish had his shooting boots on or Bernardo had his shooting boots on. So De Bruyne, fantastic. I'm going to give him an 8 because he could have been man of the match. He was just beaten at the end, but he was fantastic today. Left-hand side, Jack Grealish carried on his performance against Liverpool last week where he was player of the match. He was absolutely wonderful in that game, and he's took it into this game, and again, he's done fantastically well defensively. You know, he gets back so quickly. I think there was a moment when it was Ake, when Ake and Edison combined to stop Soleimano after that poor corner from Mahrez. The player on the line behind Ake and Edison was Grealish. Grealish was the one that made 70, 80 yards back to get back on that line to stop the shot. And that's the kind of work rate he's putting in at the moment. I think that's why Pep plays him so much as well. And why Pep reluctantly, you know, he doesn't want to take him off towards the end of the games either, because he is massively important to us on both ends of the pitch. And again, today, fantastic. He got his goal. Probably should have scored first time when he's put through by De Bruyne. But he took his second nicely, put into the roof of the net. And look, he got a wonderful assist for Haaland as well. He tried that ball to Haaland so many times throughout the game. Finally pulled it off. And he got his assist. He should be getting more goals and he should be getting more assists. But we've seen the best of him now. This is the best he's been in a City shirt. I'm going to give him a 10. He's my player of the match. Mahrez, right-hand side. Mahrez was a little bit quiet today. Arguably, his first half was better than his second half, where he had more chances, where there's a little bit more space. And he was taken off in the second half for Bernardo. And when Bernardo came on, Southampton did give it up a little bit. There was a lot more space in behind, which Mahrez could have exploited, but he wasn't on the pitch. But Pep doesn't seem to trust him all that much in the Premier League, and I think if Foden was fit and ready to go, I think he'd play him instead of Foden. I was surprised he didn't play Alvarez on the right, but hey, that's Pep for you. So I'm going to give Mahrez a 7. And in front, Haaland back in the team after being injured. A little bit harsh on Alvarez, who's fantastic against Liverpool, but look, if you got Haaland fit, you're going to play him every single time. And Haaland, you know, he doesn't get many touches in that first half, but he gets the important goal. He missed with a header just before that, but he tries again. Wonderful balling by De Bruyne, and Haaland's there, edge of the 6-yard box, like our strikers do, putting it past the goalkeeper. Second half, he got his goal as well. Wonderful bicycle kick. I mean, I could never do that. I would injure myself trying. I'd probably give myself concussion from the landing, torn hamstring, and groin from attempting the kick. He could have had a hat-trick today if Pep hadn't dragged him off so soon. But it is what it is, and yeah, he just keeps on ticking. And I think he scored 30 in the Premier League now, the quickest ever player to do that. He's got 44 in the season in total. It's like, what, 12, 13 games possibly left of the season. Guy's a machine. And yeah, how can I not give him anything but an 8 today? Possibly a 9, but I'm going to go 8. And that's it. That's the player ratings. Like I said, my man of the match was Jack. I think everyone performed really well. It was a good result. The only downside, we didn't keep a clean sheet. But other than that, 3 points, 5 points behind Arsenal, 4 more goals. We're flying at the moment. See you again. Bye-bye.